Alrighty. Well, here we are. I think that thing looks pretty cool. But I think this is the time we're going to go blow this sucker apart. Well, we're sort of there. But I want to get a lot of the framework welded. I don't know how interesting this is going to be, but it's going to be a lot of just random welding and building some braces and stuff like that. We'll try to get our steering box fully welded in where it's supposed to be. Well, it's essentially there. We're going to make some brackets, some gussets. I think it's fine as it is, so I can... I don't think I need to make it so it bolts on. I'm going to make it so the box will unbolt from the bracket like it's supposed to. So I'll have to make sure it's accessible on both sides. We'll finish up this motor plate. Like I say, I'm going to change the bell housing, do a few things there. A few things mechanical. Get a gusset in. Plate up the frame on the inside for that mount. Make a second, whatever you want to call it, a second shear point on the outside. And then just weld everything up. Kind of like get it as close as I can get to having to, before I can like maybe paint the frame. Again, like I say, I don't know for sure what I'm doing up here yet. And I don't know if it'll happen in this video yet or not, but it's probably gonna just make a fuel tank. I think it's easier. I have a whole bunch of like 14 gauge up here, so I could just use some of this steel to build myself a fuel tank, I think, pretty easily. We'll see how many a gallon it is and we'll kind of work from there. I think there's a good sheet right here. We can kind of bend her up the way we need and just make what we need. It'd be much easier. All right, well, let's get started. waiting for? Alrighty. Well, we got everything stripped apart. So pretty much we got to go around weld everything. I've kind of done this cross member. I did make a boo-boo before. I knew it. I was just gonna but I decided to fix it. I put that motor mount on wrong, so it was clocked wrong, so they didn't actually sit square to each other. So whatever, I cut it out, fixed it. It's all good now. So this part is welded in. Still gonna have to box in down here. Got to clean this up, box in this section, and just kind of keep working my way down the frame, because we got up here is done, the sides are done, but the underside needs to be welded basically everywhere. Add a gusset or a brace. Back there's not too bad. For the panhard there, those mounts, you know, probably do something there yet. It's just a whole lot of fine tuning. Right? Fine tuning? Is that a plan? Yeah? No? Took the motor out, the diff, everything else. So there's nothing really to do on that front end. The rear end, we got to weld all the brackets and stuff on. I'd like to try to blast this frame, but we'll see how that goes. Yet, if we get that far, might just wire brush it. I do have some like Dome 50 or something, so it actually adheres better. It's like I don't know, it's like a Pour 50 or 15, I don't know what this stuff's called, but it needs rust to stick to, so we'll get a little bit of that on there. I got to separate all this. I want to put that bell housing on, to which then I think I'm going to quickly test fit the cab, see if my clutch fork will work. If not, I'm going to have to order something. And then while we're welding everything, I'm going to weld that brace. I was going to put a brace under here and then probably a gusset or something on the top of this. But anyways, let my welder cool down a wee bit, and then we're gonna keep chugging along here. All right, so chassis in, boxed. I kind of got everything I wanted to do under the chassis done. I'm gonna flip it over. I still got to do a gusset on there that I said I was gonna do a long time ago. I think I'm gonna leave these rails on, but I'll just get these flush. I don't know. I guess I could take them off. They don't need to be there. I'll flip it over. I'll grind those off. No big deal. I think I have everything else that I want in place. All right, I gotta make a couple gussets for these things. So I'll get those out of the way. Probably fire up the plasma because I want to do those. I got to make some gussets for my tailgate, or some little diamond-shaped brackets I want to hold my gate on. And I think I had some other stuff I wanted to do, but I may as well just fire up the table to get a few of those done. But anyways, I want to flip it over, get that other bracket off, get my steering box like fully welded onto the chassis. And yeah, I think that's it. Then I guess I'll pull that motor plate off. I'll gusset that. I'm going to change the bell housing and then pretty much get it back on, test fit. I want to make sure that clutch fork will clear under my truck body properly. And then, I don't know. Oh yeah, I got to make these gussets in here. I wanted to do because the suspension's on there, it might be fine, but I do want to put a cross brace over into the chassis just for some stiffness when it pushes or pulls or does something. So, no biggie. Anyways, we'll flip this around and get going on that. All right, well, I got the motor plate on. I didn't do the gussets up top. We severely have some clutch issues there. So I'm gonna order that other hydraulic slave, so that's kind of just out of the way. Make that easier. Seen me cut on the table, these corner plates and everything else. These are not gonna be in the way. I just have to still make my spacer inside, and then this is gonna bend back in and weld to that plate that I made. So I still have to make my bolt down to hold my spring here, but we got everything welded, boxed in. Steering box is in. Get everything welded up on the rear suspension. We'll have to revisit my panhard because I might have to lower it. I know a lot of folks commented it might hit my floor. I thought of that and I forgot about it all at the same time. I still haven't made these outriggers here yet, but I mostly wanted to check my clearance, my fitting here to see, but as we can tell, it doesn't even matter if I modify this thing. It's just not gonna work, so that's okay, not a big deal. We will figure something out. What else do we got here? Yeah, like I say, the panhard can come down a bit, so we'll probably do that. That thing can handle that if we need that. Yeah, that's probably everything for under here for now. I just put the box back on because, well, before I had it crooked, and I think I had screwed up one of the mounts, so I had to fix everything up. So I got it back on, checking everything for square. Seems to be good, so pretty happy with that. But anyways, I guess, what are we gonna do now? Oh, I'm gonna cut the plates for the front spring. Let's do that. All right, gonna see if I got enough room in that plate to do one more of those, and then we can properly bolt down my axle. Hey buddy, we can properly bolt my axle down. How's that sound? Hey? Okay, well, I cut my plate, we bolted it. I have the wrong bolts, so I have to get some new bolts, then I can make sure this is squared up. I'll weld it in place and call that part done. I still got to mess with these front horns, but I don't know what I'm doing yet, so we'll kind of leave her for now. And I guess I'm going to try to drill these front mounts. I got to do the front so I can get the... I have 3 going into the cab, but I don't have up by the toe board. I don't have this bolted down yet, so I'm going to get that set up. The steering must have pulled back or something happened there because she don't fit as good as she did, so whatever, we'll figure that out. And then I quickly bolted the box down because, well, once I rejiggered stuff, which is not bad. The gap's a little wonky down here, but we can just fix that up. That's not a problem. And over here, it's a little tight. I don't know why. Guess I screwed up when I did this cut. It wasn't very straight. So whatever, we can do this cut all the way down, make it look nice. And then we'll kind of mess with the stake pocket, I guess, eventually. But for now, we'll have a look at the panhard. I'll try to walk through my travel, see if it'll go through my floorboards. And then I might just drop this down a bit. Even if it's off a bit, there's a little bit of give if it has the sway side to side. Not too worried. As long as that bars doesn't hit my... as long as my wishbone don't hit my bar, I'm okay. This thing can come down the inch or 2 inches that it needs to. And I still have to notch my box more so I can do the full travel till it hits the frame. All right, well, we got the notch out fully so she can bottom out. I actually just pulled my coils off just to see. And if you look, I got more than enough room underneath there to, I don't have to move my panhard or nothing, so, because that's pretty much the top of my floor up here, so that's a win. So I'll go put her together. Yeah, it kind of went excessive with the notch, but you're not going to see it, so it's not a big deal. Now I just got to do a bit of trimming. Let's trim a few things here. Get this a little straighter, and we'll test fit my really crappy pocket. I know folks say you can get them, they're pretty cheap, like 40-50 bucks, but I don't really know where you're buying those from. I guess I could just make some new stake pockets for what it's worth. I don't know. I kind of dig the funkiness that they are, but I don't know, we'll see. Because the other ones aren't terrible. I mean, they're not great, but they're not terrible. In my eyes, they're usable. Like that one's okay. This one's pretty murdered, but it's okay. Same with that one, you know. Yeah, not too bad. All right, well, let's just cut this. Let's do this up a little bit and then see where we're at. Well, I got these braces in now. They're not fully welded yet. When I pull the body back off, I'll finish welding them up. So those are done. I guess I'll go back and start working on that box side. Okay, so I've been beating on this thing senseless. It's still really rough, but it's sitting pretty flat now. It pretty much looks like a box side, so I think it's gonna do fine for what I need out of it. Put it up. Full on looks the part. I'm happy. That will do. I'll probably do, I'm not gonna weld it on now. I'll probably get around to all that when I finish welding up the box and cleaning it up. But for now, at least I have the front stake pocket. We cut that, got our gap, everything in there. I might freshen that up a little more yet, but overall, we're pretty good here. Pretty good. This is good enough for what I need out of it. I don't know. You probably see me. I kind of made this bench, I don't even know, a long time ago. It's supposed to hold all my hammers and stuff, but I think I got to do some modifying. Most of my junk doesn't fit on there anymore. Now I have to put it all, like have it all strategically just hanging off the bottom of it, but whatever. Not the end of the world. Well, folks, I think that's where I'm going to leave this one. So, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.